News and views from the best voices in our game. Subscribe to the Cricket News YouTube channel and press the bell icon for unparalleled cricket coverage. Let's move on to another team who surprisingly had quite the auction, but yeah, they've got quite a few boxes ticked, just as Rajasthan. We're talking about Punjab Kings. Let's take a look at their lineup. Solid right from the start, got the right picks. They, of course, had retained only two players, walked in with a big purse, and made sure they got the big players by that. Shikhar Dhawan, Kagiso Rabada, Jonny Bairstow. I mean, just look at those first three picks and then assess what's to come later. They got Liam Livingston in for a big purse. They got Shah Rukh Khan, and they got Rahul Chahar as well to back up the spin bowling there. And that's the big buys that they got in the auction right then. But apart from that, they've got young superstars coming in. They've got players who can fill in spots when others are injured, as we talk about. That's pretty important in a tournament like this. Ishan Porel, once again, back in the Punjab squad. I'm looking at that and liking that. Raj Bawa, someone like a Raj Bawa, an all-rounder who can pick the wickets, pick 5 wickets in a tournament and score a century, as he has shown us in the Under-19 World Cup. Bright prospect there. Odean Smith was one of the picks we were talking about, will get a lot given the recency bias factor going into the auction. But yes, given the extensive research that the scouts would have done for his name, as Abhishek did mention just during the ODI series. What are your thoughts, gents, about this Punjab lineup? First thoughts?
Rabada bowls 4 overs. Okay, Ashdeep bowls another 4. And then?
Yeah.
Where are the
Sandeep Sharma?
quality bowlers? Where are the
They go to
quality
Sandeep.
bowlers?
Yeah.
Between Odean Smith, Harpreet Brar, and Rahul Chahar.
Chahar is obviously going to be before. Yeah.
This bowling lineup won't stand up against some of the power hitting batting lineups. I mean, consider the Rajasthan top 4 or top 5.
Yeah.
They play out Rabada 4 overs, and then what? How is this
Yeah.
bowling attack? I mean, I know Punjab will end up taking it to the last ball against Rajasthan, but that's another thing.
They certainly have the batting order to do so. They have the batting order to
the
do that as
Punjab
well.
batting. I thought until last time Punjab kept the acceleration often for too late. Rahul and Mayank both are capable of hitting, but they started that onslaught very late, match after match, in 2020 and 2021. I hope Dhawan and Mayank don't do the same because they are likely to open, and they have 3 phenomenal hitters, Bairstow and Livingston and Shah Rukh Khan. At 3, if they are there 3, 4, 5, I just hope Dhawan and Mayank do not keep the postpone the onslaught until the 10th over. So Punjab, they are a side that can put up 200 every now and then, but I really doubt whether they can defend 200 every now and then.
Yeah, that's a good question. Sujit, we're talking about, of course, big hitters. They have also got, they've alongside Shah Rukh Khan, alongside Liam Livingston and Jonny Bairstow, they've got Odean Smith. Who else do you see here benefiting the batting lineup? We've talked about Raj Bawa as well, but who else do you see fulfilling the batting demands lower down the order?
I think Rishi Dhawan had a very good Vijay Hazare Trophy, so I see Rishi Dhawan starting, and Raj Bawa and Rishi Dhawan, they will be like probably rotating, depending on how they play. But with a lot of domestic experience over the last few years, and having the India cap, and Rishi Dhawan, for that matter, he looks a more evolved player at this point of time, and I think he'll play an important role.
Yeah.
Again, Shah Rukh, I think needs to bat at number 5. I think that he has been batting too low down the order. Last season
Yeah,
also we saw what we
5 is minimum. I mean,
yeah
rather maximum
Yeah.
in the top
because
5.
yeah, so Jonny Bairstow, Livingstone, and Shah Rukh. They also, I think Mayank can also, like, depending on certain conditions, Bairstow could also open the batting, and Mayank could probably move at number 3. And yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of talk about having at least one anchor in your side. Like most of the teams, they have one batter. So probably Shikhar Dhawan would be that guy who would be expected to play the same role that he played for Delhi Capitals last season, getting a lot of runs and just slightly hanging out there. And we know that if Dhawan usually doesn't hang out without, and if he gets the start, he sort of makes it up with the on the strike
Yeah,
rate front. And
yeah,
the batting looks really good. Bowling again, on paper it looks good because we have seen Harpreet Brar having a couple of good games last season. Then Odean Smith, of late we have seen that he's been bowling very well. But like what Abhishek Das said, that what if they are uh, under the pump, and how they,
yeah,
there is a lot of a dependency on Rabada and of course Ashdeep, because the last couple of seasons we have seen him evolve as a bowler. And
yeah,
again, Rahul Chahar, we have seen, he's uh, the last season was perhaps like we saw both the contrasting sides of Rahul Chahar. The first half
yeah,
he was brilliant, and then eventually he lost his pace, and then
yeah,
the form eluded him. So again, I'm not very sure that how much they can completely rely on Rahul Chahar as a
yeah.
bowling option.
Yeah, couple of bowling options short there, I guess. But yes, always interesting to see what Punjab does, and we'll find out how they go about with this lineup. I saw an interesting dismissal by Liam Livingston yesterday, so perhaps they might want to look into how he can operate with the ball as well. Give you those 4 overs every now and then. Not every match, but every now and then.